Welcome, adventurers. Today, we're going to do things a little bit differently because I have spent a lot of time working on videos lately and basically staring into computer monitors, and my eyes are tired and I'm tired of working on scripted content. So instead, what we're going to do is just read these physical notes that I made. Remember pen and paper, or sticky notes and paper. And we're going to talk about the channel, other channels, and sort of the state of Pathfinder 2nd Edition overall in the year 2024. Okay, so first of all, I want to say it's been about a year since I started making content for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and what a year it's been, because when I started, I didn't know that there would be a remaster, and that remaster would put giant question marks on a bunch of things that I had already planned, like class comparisons and ranking videos, and even class analysis videos. So it made for an interesting first year. But I know that there are more updates coming this year, so I can actually plan around that, which is where I need your support. Done with this one. I don't know what you have to do to get on the Paizo early access list to pre-review some of the Player Core 2 material, but I imagine audience has something to do with it. So if you've liked my coverage before and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Help me out with that audience so that I can make a good case for getting early access and bringing a kind of early review of the additional remastered classes to you. Outside of that, I have some other ideas that I'll be working on over the next few months. I will finish the class comparison video series, so you will see which classes didn't make it into neat pairings with others, though I feel like a lot of you have already accurately guessed. I have a collaboration video that I will be working on. I have a few random ideas here and there that we will go through. I have some ideas around in real life content because everything I do is virtual. We use Foundry VTT. So I actually have some opportunities for in-person gaming events coming up, and I think that would make some good content. I'd look forward to it because, like I said, I feel like I've been doing so much of my life in the digital realm lately that getting out and doing things in person sounds really nice to me. And then I also have an idea for a sort of character builder tool, though that puts me right back into spending a lot of time in front of a computer. I think I have a MVP, a minimum viable product for that, pretty much already ready and I can share, but it really could become something a lot bigger, so we'll see. If you're interested in that, just subscribe, like the channel, and I will post about it when I get around to it. All right, done with that one. And so that I'm not just talking about myself, I do want to talk about other channels and sort of the state of Pathfinder 2nd Edition overall, because I think 2023 was a really good year for the system. I think that the sort of impetus for the remaster was the whole OGL kerfluffle, and I think that Paizo really came out the winner there. They were able to pivot and make the remastered content and sort of break away from the original license, and they did so in a very good way. I think a lot of people like the changes, and they sort of came off as, in my opinion, the good guys, not the, hey, we're changing the rules, everything is ours, kind of like stingy approach that you could interpret the original changing of the OGL as. So I think there were a lot of people who were really looking at Pathfinder 2nd Edition for the first time last year, and I hope that continues this year. And if that does describe you, I would say, first of all, again, please subscribe to this channel, watch all my other videos. Some of it obviously has some changes because I started making content pre-remaster, but I'll be making sure to update things. I will do a new class ranking, new class analysis, all of that kind of stuff when all the changes are done. But I think another thing you should do is watch some actual plays. That's how I learned the system a lot, and it's a lot of fun. You hear people playing the game, you see what it's like to actually play a game, you learn some rules, you maybe learn some rules incorrectly, but then they correct them, and it's just a lot of fun. So some channels that I would recommend. First and foremost, I am absolutely loving the new season of the Glass Cannon podcast. They're doing Gatewalkers. It is a premier podcast. They are hilarious. The production value is great. If you haven't checked that out, that is my number one recommendation. I also recommend Find the Path Presents is playing through Hell's Rebels right now. They've adapted it to 2nd edition, and it is really good. A little more serious, I would say, than Glass Cannon. I mean, Glass Cannon just opens with like 20 minutes of just like talking. You know, they're not really even playing the game yet. They're just kind of talking about news and making jokes and things like that. Find the Path Presents is a little bit more focused on the game, and it is a somewhat darker campaign that they're playing. But then, you know, also there's Roll for Combat, which has tons of material out there. And Knights of Last Call, I don't think is doing any Pathfinder 2nd edition now, but their run-through of Rise of the Rune Lords was, I think, my intro to actual play. So that's a really good place to start. And then another thing that I've noticed that is really cool is that there are a lot of Twitch channels popping up that are doing not Dungeons and Dragons, but Pathfinder 2nd edition. I think I got all these. I think some of them actually switch back and forth, or maybe the tagging switches back and forth because it's kind of a select your own. But you've got Owl Bear Inn, Tabletop Rolls, Roll for Perception, Table Story. And I will do my best to share all those links and even, you know, add some screenshots and stuff like that. So you know whether it's ROLE roll or ROLL roll, because it does switch a lot. So there we go. Those are the channel updates. So to kind of recap, doing my best to plan the year around the remaster. We'll certainly have a lot of content that isn't related to the remaster in the meantime, and I hope you go check out some of those channels that I recommended because, well, I listen to them all the time. It might even help you to understand some of my videos better because, frankly, some of the things that I talk about, you know, when I'm saying like, oh, maybe this class struggles a bit here and there, it's because I am hearing it in actual play and I'm hearing players really like a class or really not like a class. And I think it is a good way for you as well, if you're new to the system, to kind of understand what works, what doesn't, what you might like personally. Well, that's about it. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll be back at it with the class comparison series. I'm not going to say which versus which because I don't remember right now. We'll find out.